Okay, so time for another vid. We're gonna try to actually make this one about a specific topic as opposed to just some daily update or so. I mean, it's not like I made any significant progress lately. I got through, I got through 8 days, and did ask myself some big questions. I guess you could say. Um, Not to blow us out of proportion. I mean, I know what happened, I know what I did, and it's not like I murdered someone or something like that, you know. Um, as you can see, I have shaved my head. I started doing that uh, about a couple of weeks ago, actually. I just been going bald for years, so hair thing out, receding hairline, bald spot, all that kind of stuff, and got to the point where I was just kind of like, screw it. I'm just gonna accept, just gonna accept the fact that I'm not gonna have hair in my head, and I'm going to live with that. And so I started shaving. I got a buzz cutter, one of those wall, pro like multicolor setup, and I buzz my hair off, and then I just shave every other day, and I actually kind of like it. It's allowed me to get rid of this. There's just one like bump that's been there for the longest time, almost like a mole or something like that, or a wart, and I've been able to basically get rid of it because of shaving and using the razor on it. But onto the no PMO stuff now. I don't know if you guys can really read this. Um, Basically, I'm asking myself like, why do I keep relapsing? What are my triggers? It has to do with ways of thinking. Um, and the big question, where does this all come from? Because it's become such a big part of my life, a big part of my existence that it's like, and I know it doesn't necessarily like cause problems in of itself, but it takes things that already exist in there and it's allowed me to just like use it as a crutch and not really face up to problems in my ways of thinking in life and all that. And I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I'm 30 years old and I haven't graduated school yet, haven't graduated undergrad yet, and it's not like I was serving in the military or anything else. So one could say, oh, that's the reason why he's 30 and doesn't have a degree. Um, sure, I've had bad stuff happen in my life, my family getting sick and me having to take time off school to look after them and things like that. But I mean, really, I think the whole PMO thing is probably the biggest reason, partially due to the brain chemistry effects and just like psychologically, it's allowed me to sort of crutch like a escape from reality from. But so far, the answers I've come up with, see, there are external factors and internal factors as far as like my triggers and the reasons why I do this stuff. Um, Honestly, like like this last time, I mean, I could almost like see it happening as it was going on. Yeah, it started like yesterday, and then it came on today, and that's when bam, relapse and binging. But it's like when I'm feeling lots of anxiety about life in general. It's not just anxiety or stress or feeling sad. It's really when I'm feeling demoralized or have like a sense of hopelessness. That's when I really want to escape. I want to escape it all and just forget about it and you know, fuck this, get me out of here. And since I'm straight edge and I just don't even really have an inclination towards those sorts of things. Like those wouldn't do it for me. Alcohol, tobacco, drugs. So what's left? It's this sort of escape to a world where I can do with whatever girl I want to do with, and all the stuff that comes along with actually the real thing. I don't have to deal with. I don't have to contend with. It's just get it done. Bam. Okay. Now we're back. Back to your scheduled programming. So there's external factors, anxiety, stress from outside of myself. Things happening in life, things happening in the world, even stuff as simple as like an election or there's some sort of like current affairs that I'm thinking is going to reverberate into my life, like for instance, the attack on Ohio State. When something like that happens, I get anxiety from that. So those are external factors right there that impacts upon my life, and it's kind of like snowballing. But the internal factors, I have a real big problem with escapism, Um, and honestly, if I want to be brutal to myself about this, I just say that so many of the things in my life that I'm striving for, it's like I have this perfectionist way of looking at things. I'm a perfectionist towards myself and towards, when it comes to thinking about girls and getting into a relationship, I want certain things, certain things are deal breakers to me. And as a result, I think that's one of the things that drives in mind I can't change. It's just kind of like who I am. But it definitely does contribute to that because like I avoid fulfilling my desires, being ascetic and all that, but